So we're sitting down with Keana Barber to talk a little more in depth about buying black and the importance. So you often talk about how you, of course, provide services to everyone happily.
Yes, we take all money.
Yeah. Right? But there seems to be a little bit of intention that, goes into, servicing black owned businesses.
Yeah, that's our passion. One, I'm a black owned business. So I know what it was like for me when I got started, and I didn't have a lot of mentorship. I didn't necessarily know what way to go or if I really wanted to scale and grow. A lot of us know how to jump into business, but we don't really know how to manage the business,
Right.
how to grow, how to get employees, and really how to price our products. So I'm just an advocate for being a space that we can support businesses and their growth. So not just for marketing. A lot of people look at us, we're a graphic company, we're a marketing company, absolutely. But I was able to grow my company. I was able to start with one room and be able to grow to a bigger office and then now finally to this space. So I really like to just mentor businesses on what it really takes to grow, to scale, to be proud of your product, to make sure that that's always at the top, because that's really what helps you grow. But yeah, black businesses, we employ each other. Here, we employ people that look like us. We don't discriminate, but at the end of the day, we support our network. We support the people that look like us. And I would be, if I didn't acknowledge the fact that black businesses and entrepreneurs is really who built WDB. I've been telling people for years, and Cassie, we've known each other for years, but I've been telling people for years, no, people do support black-owned businesses. If you offer them a good product, if you're serious about what you do. So for over 10 years, I've been blessed to have people come in and say, I want to support somebody and give money to people who look like me. We've gotten that for a long time. We see the surge now, but WDB was built on conscious entrepreneurs who wanted to actually spend their money with businesses that look like them, that shared that same mission. So we just make sure that we fulfilling that back, that we're giving that right back. So everybody who blessed us, we want to pour. We want to make sure that they connected and they network and they get resources so we can grow.
Yeah. So you talked about your growth. Tell us just a little bit more about what it took for you to go from that one space, one office, one room to this grand business that you have now with how many employees?
We have 9 people that work for us. Again, it was about having a clear vision. So I knew what I wanted to be, but it's also about humility. So I talk about humility a lot in business. The fact that even though I had just graduated from Northwestern, I had this, great degree behind me, that I was still humble enough to say, hey, you know what? I can't afford those 3,000 square feet right now because I don't have the customers to support it. It would look great. And for people to say, oh, man, Keana, I'm so impressed. You came right out the gate with this big thing, this big business. But I knew that's not what I could afford. Mm-hmm. So we started with just one room. It was just me and my mom, and we grew. And the other thing is the quality. From the beginning, I always made sure that our quality was there and that our word was there. It's a big thing in the print industry where people feel like they can't take you for your word. Yeah. And it's not to say that we're perfect. We don't meet every day in line, but we also communicate. And I care. I know if Cassie has an event on Saturday, I'm conscious of that as a business owner to make sure, and people know that. And I've been like that from the very beginning. I've always was conscious. I remember when I first started, I used to meet people sometime in the evening. People would be like, why are you going out of your way to meet people? You know what? Because their order just got done, but they need this.
Yeah.
And that's what really built us up, because business is about reputation. Mm-hmm. And word of mouth is always going to be, I don't care how much great marketing you do, word of mouth is always going to be the foundation of any good business. So when we built that reputation that you could depend on us, that we would have good quality, we just exponentially grew. That's how we got from that one office. Within 2 years, we had over 300 customers. So we had to get a second space. So when we opened up that second space and we went to 500 customers and 1,000 customers, that naturally grew to where we could actually afford this. But again, I always tell people, don't look at what might be somebody's finish line as your beginning. Don't look and say, oh, I got to get this big space. I got to get the fancy office downtown. Get what you can afford. Get what you can actually pace yourself at and scale and grow. And that's why I say it's important about vision, because if I always saw this. I saw this 12 years ago. So I was okay with the one room. It's okay if you believe in yourself. You don't have to feel like I got to rush to do that because I'm trying to prove something to somebody.
Right.
Only person you've proven it to is yourself. And if that takes you 10 years to get that, then that's okay.
Then that's where it is, having that vision. And lastly, what I want to ask is, how does successful Black-owned businesses impact the community?
I mean, we are not only the thing that really just motivates, but we know we employ. I talk about people all the time. We understand the challenges that our communities face. So somebody that might be a second chance citizen to somebody else is just a young man who need another opportunity, who's willing to work. So we know we're the number one employers. We also sponsor. So if you use my company as an example, we created the Legacy Awards, yes, where we give back to young entrepreneurs. We highlight Black restaurants. We do that because we get it.
Yeah.
Nobody has to tell us to do those different things. So when you put money in companies where you understand what their mission is, you're actually helping to grow the community. I'm not going to mention any other big print companies, but some people go online, don't know the first about who these people are, what the CEO mission is, and the dollars are definitely not going in your community.
Right.
We just talked about that. I'm in this community.
Yes.
And who do I support? I have a Black insurance agent, a Black accountant. I work with the Black mall. My partners look like us. So again, the stronger we are and the solid our foundation is, the more we can support each other. As opposed to having to convince other people, to believe in your mission, because they don't understand it. They're not from it. You can come to WDB and not get it. You don't have to say, hey, you know what? Our children need a safe place to go, because I already understand that. These big corporations that don't understand anything about what our kids are going through, now you have to, dance for them and make them understand why they should be supporting. When you got Black businesses that if they're strong and they're successful on their own, they gonna support, just not to take too much of a side note, but think about like how Beyonce and Jay-Z, I love how they use their power right now.
They really are.
They really do. You don't have to convince them, but it's because they have such a solid foundation.
Yeah.
Nobody had to go and say, hey, Black people need you. They understood it already.
Yeah.
So if we can build more solid companies, more solid brands, more people who actually already come from the community, then we no longer need the resources from the outside to support us or have to convince somebody that this is what you should be supporting, because you actually working with businesses and Black people who understand it already, and we naturally gonna support each other.
Well, I thank you for all the wisdom, for sharing and being the amazing example of a Black business owner, as a woman, as a friend. So Thank you again. I'm super excited. We are going to see you all right here at WDB Marketing on Saturday, August 29th for our final Black business crawl for the month. It's not a finale.
It's not a finale. No.
Of course, supporting Black. We got some new stuff coming, but for this specific crawl, we're going to go out with a bang. WDB Marketing. See you all on Saturday.
See you all in the south suburbs.